What's up to another episode of What's Up Papa Podcast. My name is Isaac El Juguito. Next to me is Giovanni. I call him Gio Metro. And then our special guest today, her name is Ashley. Mm-hmm. She also goes by, I think your IG is Estoy Flaca, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Amador Arts.
Yeah, well. So, yeah, my real name's Ashley. Mm-hmm. And then my, like, stage name for, like, singing is Amadora. And then... yeah, my personal IG. Yeah,
okay,
Estoy
nice.
Flaca.
You gotta put that out there, huh, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just in case, in case people want to follow or something,
Mm-hmm, yeah.
All right, yeah. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks
so
for
much.
having me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of like out of the blue, but I just kind of figured it'd be cool. So,
yeah, it is cool. It is cool. Thanks for having me.
But yeah, so what kind of what inspired you to like get into like music, or because you're kind of like overall like crafty, you know?
Yeah.
From what I see, at least, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been interested in art and all that fun stuff and music. I love to dance. And I don't know, ever since I was a little girl, I've always like dreamed about it, like doing songs and stuff about that. Like, but for some reason, I didn't think it was like possible. You know, you can't make good, like from what I grew up on, doing art and stuff like that, you won't really get a lot of money from it. So I just kind of shifted my gaze off of it for a long time. And then about like 2 years ago now, I got like my journals back from when I was like, I think I was like 6 or 9, around that era. And I just related to a lot of the things that I saw in it. And I'm like, that's still me.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know, on one of the last pages it says, when I grow up, I want to be a pop star. And I just thought that was really funny. And then I just thought about it more and more. And I was like, well, why don't I do it? You know, just follow like what I've always been like thinking in the back of my head.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's really important to follow those instincts that you have and to listen to yourself. And it's fun to try new stuff. I'm really about that. So
yeah, definitely.
yeah, so
that's
how
awesome.
I got there.
Yeah, I think. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, do you think you kind of stepped back from that? Because you said you started up again about 2 years ago with because you got your journals from when you were 6. Does it have to do with like your background, your ethnicity? Is that why? Because like you said, you wouldn't make like too much money. Is it because of that?
I think so. Yeah, it's definitely plays a part in it for sure. I just, I came from like a family of immigrants, and so, when you're first gen, I feel like you have a lot of pressure on you
for sure.
to be successful, like money wise, like to be able to support your family, and that's what we grow up on. I feel like you guys probably relate to that too.
Yeah, for sure.
That you need to be something more than yourself to take care of everybody else. And so I grew up pretty fast because of that, and I feel like people like us do too, like that have immigrant parents. They just are super conscious about things at such a young age, and so I just kind of pushed it in the back of my head.
No, definitely, because I get it a little bit, just because this was just a dream of a kid. I suck at singing too. That's something I wanted to do, but I was just like, I heard my actual voice. I was like, nah, I'm good. But it's that thought of like, your parents or our immigrant parents came here to have a better life, to build a future, right? To just have it better, and you don't want to disappoint in a way to say doing something and not kind of like not saying you're not gonna be successful, but that's scared of what if it doesn't, and then your parents are like,
yeah, it's like unstable. Yeah, being an artist unfortunately is super unstable, or like doing creative things. But I think it's our job to listen to ourselves and fight against that, because that's not how it should be.
Which sucks, because like that's how we like grow up, like you always have your parents just like telling you like you gotta just like basically, you came here for a reason, so it's like don't like just
don't
throw
fuck
that
it
away.
up. And I'm like, what if I just want to do art and sing?
I know, right?
Yeah, but I don't think my family was like, I don't think that they would have like pushed it away. Like they were super encouraging of me, but I just think that just our situation, like I put that pressure on myself. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to be like a provider for my family, and I just thought of everybody else before like myself. So
Did you are you like the only child, or what? Where do you?
I'm the oldest.
Oh, you're the oldest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that kind of pressure also, like, 'cause you have to also take care of like the young siblings, and then like the kind of pressure. Because I see like my niece, she's the oldest, and like I want to say like pressure, but like the kind of responsibility that my sister puts on the oldest niece is like.
Yeah, it's definitely more that we have to endure.
Yeah, for sure.
From like our parents and stuff, and like just all the pressure. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. I actually have one question
For
about
sure.
your music. Well, there's gonna be more questions. About
Just one.
He sent me the songs. You know, there's Sativa Diva.
Yeah.
And he's like
the most recent one.
Yeah.
Okay, what's just to hear it straight from you? What's the name of the other song?
So my first song is Jardín, the first song I ever put.
Okay, so because he called me, he's like, yeah, so she has 2 songs, Sativa Diva, and then he's like, and the other one's Jardín.
I'm like illiterate sometimes.
And I was even like, okay, that's different. You're like, hey, you know, like, you're trying to be different. You're trying to put yourself out there.
He forgot he was Latino.
I didn't even put me on the spot like this, bro.
And then I go listen to the songs, and I look at the spelling, and I call him. I'm like, bro, I'm pretty sure that's called Jardín. It's not Jardín. Especially because, like, in the song, you're obviously, like, singing in Spanish and everything like that. You know, going back and forth. And I was like, dude, I think it's called Jardín. And he's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah.
It has a little accent
like,
and everything.
I don't know. That's what I mean by, like,
no, it's all good. Yeah. Well, actually, I used to make a joke about that. Like, whenever I talk about it with my friends, I'm like, yeah, Jardín. Like, what's the song, Jardín?
Hell yeah, talk about the
yeah. No, yeah, I would just do that too. That's so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
What artists inspire you when you're making music?
Yeah, so I would say the artists I enjoy the most are like Pink Panthers. I really like Gracias is one of my favorite artists that I look up to. And then I would say Sade. Yeah, I really like Sade. And then that's all I can think about right now. But yeah, I love all those artists. I like songs that talk about love, and I really like love songs. I would say I'm very romantic in that way. Like, I see life very romantically. And I like songs that are super upbeat and that it's like fun. I just really like fun songs. So I feel like Pink Panthers does that, where it's just light and fun.
I could definitely like see that through like your music, like Jardín. Like, definitely, like when you say like Kylie, which is just like probably like the one artist that I thought of when like you know I heard that song. I'm like, oh, this is like, because I really like Kylie too. Like, yeah,
she's so good. Yeah, she's really good. And I feel like we share a lot of the same perspectives like on life. So from what I listen to from her songs, because they're super relatable to me. And
And then how is it important to include the Spanish into your music?
Yeah, I think it's super important to me because I grew up speaking Spanish. It was my first language. Had to learn English, and you know, it's like both embedded into me being like a Mexican American. But yeah, I think it's really important for representation, and that like I feel like it's kind of taking the I talk about pressure a lot, but the pressure off of me just solely having to do English music and solely having to do Spanish. Yeah. Just because I feel like I'm not super confident in either like language. So I'm like, I'm just going to combine them because that's just who I am.
Yeah, and that's what we try to do here is like we try to combine it. Sometimes I'm like, are we trying too hard? Does it feel like we're trying too hard on it? Because like I also don't want to give that off. Because like growing up, it was in the household, it was like Spanish. At school it was English. I literally was in ESL because of that.
Yeah, they
so
put you in there.
Like, in like when we first started this, like we said, it's only our 7th episode, so we really appreciate you being on.
Yeah.
I even told my siblings, and I'm like, are we trying too hard? Like, are we like, or does it come? Because like I don't want to make it seem like we're trying too hard just to reach to that like demographic of people.
Yeah, I get that.
People who speak Spanish and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's how I grew up. It's how I am. Like, I do speak it. I like literally in the middle of talking sometimes. I'll throw in some Spanish.
Yeah, or you forget a word and you don't know how to say it in English. Or like same thing in English, you don't remember how to say it in Spanish. And it's just a thing that we go through, and there's just such a big stigma. Like, you have to speak perfect English, or you have to speak perfect Spanish. But we're not around people that speak perfect English or perfect Spanish. So
especially being here in Utah, because like even on our last episode we talked about it because we took a trip to California, and like out there, like you can see just a lot of different like ethnicities.
Yeah, it's very diverse.
Yeah, you see a lot of Hispanics, Latinos. You see Asians that speak Spanish too, and it's like you don't get that out here.
Yeah, definitely not. I would say it's pretty spooky sometimes.
It is, yeah. It's pretty like I would say like almost black and white. It's like you really got like, you know, the Mormons. They kind of like shelter us, but like it's like you do have Hispanics here, but it's like the culture is not as like rich or I guess diverse as California.
Yeah, I would say that for sure. It's definitely a struggle, like growing up like us, because we don't know where we fit. You know,
exactly.
We can't go in either one, and then that's why I like doing music in both, because I don't have to be like, it's not, you know, I don't think that we should have to pick a side. You know, it's just like both of, like that's just how we are. And
it's kind of like, have you seen the Selena movie? It's kind of, sorry, just read that up. It's
I did.
Like that like just resonates with me, just because like I don't know how he said it, but it's like we aren't like Mexican to the Mexicans. Like we have to be very Mexican to them to get that. Or for the people like Americans, like we're not American.
Yeah, we don't visibly look.
Because of our skin tone, because of our color and stuff like that. And a lot of them see that as a threat.
They do,
and so like with everything going on currently right now too, but like it's just crazy to think that it's like we either have to be super, you know, Latino, super Mexican, speak Spanish like perfectly, which we grew up in a world where we spoke both, and it's not going to be perfect. Yeah,
it never is. And yeah, I think it's actually funny that you mentioned the Selena movie. I also obviously look up to her. I just went to Austin and I visited Corpus Christi.
Oh, okay.
And we went to the Selena Museum. Yeah, and it inspired me so much, you know. I think she's also a big, heavy influence. Like she's the first one who I would say broke the boundary for Mexican-American, like Latina artists. Yeah. So it's really cool that you brought that up. But yeah, it's just cool. And yeah, I just don't think that we should be placed somewhere like when we just are who we are.
Yeah. And when you're making music, what's like the process of that?
So I usually come up with lyrics first. I used to make beats a long time ago, but I don't produce anymore, just because I'm not that good at it, and it already my focus is on like lyric writing. So I would say my process is very long right now since I'm starting out. I have so many ideas, like really short, like poems that I write pretty much. I write all the time, like everywhere, wherever I can, honestly. And honestly, I like just think about like lyrics all the time. But I really like when I go to the mountains, like I just did this. I'll go like hammocking and then I'll just listen to the beats and then I'll just sit there and I'll write things over and over again. And it's hard for me to piece stuff together sometimes, but my very first song, Jardín, it inspired me so much because it just like came out of me, like it just flew, like everything was in like a flow state. And even though I kind of had some pauses in there, I was able to do it in like a pretty fast, timely manner. Like I always have the first chorus most of the time. I'll build the chorus, and then from that, I'll build, like, the other verses. And, yeah, so... But with Jardín, it was so easy for me to do it. And I was like, I think that's what I should do. Just keep doing that. But, yeah, I just think about it all the time. Yeah. So it just, like, makes it onto paper in my notes app. And then I will kind of piece them together.
Wow. So when you're writing and, like, listen to beats, do you just try and find a space that's just, like, kind of, like, quiet?
Yeah, I would say so. It's usually like in my room, where I go like hammocking, where I'm just by myself, where I can just not feel embarrassed to like say things out loud. And like that's why I like the mountains, because nobody can hear me most of the time. I'm just like screaming, even if it doesn't sound good. Like it's just, you know, a way to get it out. Yeah. So yeah, I would say I like a quieter place with like, I don't know, I like the background sounds of the mountains too. Like I hear the birds, I hear like the trees like rustling, and then the wind. And yeah, so I would
Do you
say
have
so.
like a favorite spot that you go in the mountains, or you just kind of like to explore, or?
Yeah, I do like to explore. I do like to explore, but specifically for riding, I do have a little spot that I
Oh,
go
cool, nice.
up in hammock at. So
Nice.
yeah,
That's cool.
where I can set all my shit down and ride. So yeah,
Yeah, that's the cool thing about Utah. Like the mountains are like our backyard. You could
literally,
just
yeah.
go like anywhere you want. Like even if you want to make a drive like to like Pine View, and you can even
Yeah,
go that
super
side too.
short. Yeah, everything's super accessible, and I'm so grateful for that. Like, there's a lot of stigma with Utah and everything, but I think that's what helped me like keep going is to go in the mountains, like be outside, not be on my phone. Like I had the privilege to do that, like growing up, just run around in the like rivers and mountains and lakes. So I think that heavily influenced me like when I was younger. So
That's awesome.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, I think when we were in high school, we skip all the time and we just go to like the mountains or just slope and just like go to a view or something.
Exactly. Go to a view, mess around, just do whatever, you know. And then it's cool because you're not like on the internet as much, and it's like more stimulation for your brain.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's changed a lot with like kids nowadays. Like they have their phones,
Definitely.
and I'm one to blame too. I'm
Definitely,
on my phone.
yeah.
But like growing up, it was just flip phones. Phones, you didn't have internet. You had minutes to text. You had minutes to call. Once those were up, you're up. Or if you went past it, like obviously you're paying much. But I think being able to just do that, go, you know, like we said, it's a backyard. Go to the mountains, go do stuff. Like your parents just kind of had to trust if you didn't have a phone. Like, hey, I'm gonna go here and like.
Hopefully, I'll make it back. Hopefully,
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool that you go up to the mountains and you know you just hammock, right? Listen to beats and everything like that. Aside from music, you do a lot of DIY stuff.
Yeah, I do.
What's like your favorite DIY like project or anything that you've done?
Yeah, so one of my favorite ones that I did, have like two that are coming like to my mind. When I first started to do Jardín, I like did a whole event. So I like because I sell my art in like markets and stuff just around Salt Lake or like Ogden and stuff like that. Those are mostly the places I go. That year I had a goal to make like a tree. I just grabbed like random scraps. Like I was like collecting like shit for my work, like you know, like the brown packaging boxes. I don't know if you guys get those. Like, I think so. It's just like brown paper that they like shove in the boxes with like for packaging. Yeah, I would like collect that. I collected like random PVC pipes, like one that I found again from my work. Sorry. I definitely stole it, but
I don't think you guys need it.
Yeah, they definitely didn't need it. It was outside rotting, and then I got like, I don't even know what they're called, but to me they look like giant spools. Like, you know, those giant things that they wrap up like wires in. Yeah, so I used one of those, and I just made a tree. That's awesome. I just made a tree out of all that stuff, and it was I was really excited for it. Like the whole year I was like, I just want to make a tree. I just want to make like a pretty big tree, and I made a willow tree. And then my second, I do like tufting, so I do the rug work too. And I made like a little moss like rug, and it had little flowers on it, and it was like layered. It wasn't just one dimensional. And I put like little bees on it and stuff like that. And yeah, I would say those were my top two, where I really worked hard like to make my vision in my head like come to life. So yeah, those are definitely my favorites.
And you said you sell them at markets and stuff like that?
Yeah, I didn't sell the tree. I still have it, but yeah, it was just more of like an art display that I did for that event. So I don't think I'm gonna sell it.
Okay.
But yeah, I do sell like my rug. I did sell that rug, that moss rug, but I sold it to a friend, so it's nice to like see it on her wall. Like sometimes I'm like, dang, like I made that.
What markets do you do?
So the one that I started out, you guys know where the Marshall White Center is? That was my first market I ever did, and it was just me again, like selling rugs, tote bags, paintings, little stuff like that. And then the second one I've been to that I really enjoy, I think this one's awesome. She does it like every year now. It's called the Yard Sale. She's done it at different locations, but if you're starting out, I think that's one of the best markets to be at because it's not so expensive, and they give you like a lot of resources. So if you want to rent a tent or rent like a table or a chair or like whatever, you can do that. So
that's cool that they provide those resources for you guys for just starting out.
It does. Yeah, it made it so much easier for me and like so inspired. And her name is Audrey, the lady who like started it. She's done a great job, and it's like a pretty big event, I would say, for like local artists that do like textile work. And not only that, but she does like food vendors and like singers and stuff like that. So
really? Wow.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then I've done like the Black Cat Market up there in Salt Lake, or Strength and Shades in Salt Lake as well. And then I did the Cool Girl Market here in Ogden. Yeah, there's so many. I just like apply to them.
Especially in the summer here in Utah.
Yeah, it's so
like,
good.
There's some in Park City. So there's a bunch in Salt Lake.
Yeah, there's so
There's
many.
one in Ogden on 12th Street usually every Saturday.
Yeah.
So that's cool that you're putting yourself out there. Is it like when you were first starting doing that, was it kind of like nerve-wracking, or like were you just...
Definitely, yeah. I would say at the time, or just kind of in general, I'm more of like a reserved person. I wouldn't say like I'm shy, like I won't talk to you, but I'm usually not initiating the conversations first, just because I don't really know what to say. So yeah, it was hard at first, but I was honestly so excited too. So I probably like freaked some people out, because I was like, hey, like, you want to see my stuff, you know, like whatever. So yeah, it was hard at first, but I got so much support from my friends and family, and it was great. Like, a lot of them would show up to my market. They still show up to my markets, like, to this day, to, like, just either hang out or look around and buy stuff from me or, like, other people. So, yeah, they definitely made it a lot easier for me to, like, break out into that scene, like, my friends.
Well, that's great to hear, just because, like, I know it's not really, like, seen... like upon Hispanics, unless you're like really starting your own kind of like business, which is typically, you know, the construction side, the like, you know, stuff like that. Like you're going on a different like entrepreneurial like route with like doing markets, selling rugs, you know, your arts, and then even doing music. So like, you should pat yourself on the back for that, you know?
Thank you.
You have another song, Sativa Diva.
Yeah.
What was the process on that one?
So yeah, I smoke a lot of weed. So, and it's actually funny, I'm usually like an indica smoker, but just like the first memory that I have from this, me and my best friend, a couple of my best friends, we went to a music festival in Seattle, and I had never been to like something that big, because concerts kind of scare me. Just because I'm so short that I can't even see anyways. I'm getting like pushed around. So that was like one of like a big step for me. I was like kind of overcoming a fear. And it was scary, like going there, you know, like into a different place and like running around. But it was also really fun. Yeah. And that specific trip, we were smoking sativa. So I was like, we're going to get crazy, right? We're going to smoke sativa. So... yeah, and then we used the word diva a lot while we were there. I just, like, this one memory again, like, comes to my head where I had a white shirt on, and I spilled chocolate ice cream on my shirt. And we were, like, on a ferry on, like, an island. Like, we weren't even close to home. So I was just, like, walking around like, fuck, bro. Like, this sucks. It was super hot. And I see my friend John, and he goes, diva down. Like, diva down. And I was like, dead ass. Like, I'm not, like, get me off this island right now. I need to go home. I'm hot, sweaty.
The thing is you can only take a ferry to go back.
Yeah, exactly.
And
like,
sometimes it's, like, every hour.
And we missed the ferry. We missed the fucking ferry, too. So I was just like, fuck. I just want to go back. But yeah, and then I don't know how, like, I don't remember like the first time that I like correlated those two things together. But yeah, I just like made that phrase, like, Sativa Diva, you know, like, we're Sativa Divas in the city, in the Seattle city, listening to Kate Trinata, and like we saw Chapel Roan, we saw so many people there, like Slater was there as well, and yeah, so it just originated from that, and I just couldn't get that like little phrase out of my head. And I really just worked hard to expand on it. And yeah.
So going back to like being nervous, like I think I saw like a while back ago you posted that you performed Jardín. So how was that process?
That's not how it is, bro. How do you call it?
Jardín.
Jardín.
So how was that process for you, like being up, like performing that song, you know? Like I also did see that you made your own dress, is that right?
Yeah, I did. So I usually make a lot of my own stuff. I'm really into fashion and stuff like that, but I was really nervous when I got asked, because it's kind of different when you put on your own, like, you know, thing, like performance, like with Jardín, like I said, when I made that like tree and everything, that whole display, and I got all the vendors together and all that stuff. That was me doing it. So it wasn't somebody asking something of me. I was just going up there and being myself pretty much. But the one that I did get asked to do, I also made my dress the first time, but my mom made my dress the second one. Are you talking about when I had like the big hat? Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I made my hat and my mom helped me make my dress. And yeah, I was like freaking out. I was, I don't know. It was a weird experience, because I was super excited, but I was also, it was like a drag queen show, and I was the only one who wasn't a drag queen.
Oh, okay.
And so I felt not like out of place. Like, they definitely made me feel comfortable, but for me, I just thought they were so cool. And like, they're like up there dancing, and they're like giant wigs and all this stuff. And I'm like, damn, like I'm not even like close, you know? But honestly, what saved me was, like, I don't know, this like switch turns on in my brain, and when I start singing in front of people, after a while, like I have to like break it in, because I feel like I'm just so new that I obviously, like, I get nervous and I don't sing as well, but once the songs like go, I feel more comfortable, and I'm like, hey, I'm wearing stuff that I made, and like I'm seeing my friends in the crowd, I'm seeing my mom, and I'm like, they see me anyway, so then I like kind of relax and kind of just like let it go, especially when it's my songs. I feel most comfortable performing mine, but since I only had one, I had to do covers.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and I did mess up. And it was funny because I don't know why I said it, but I literally said into the mic, I was like, oh, I messed up. But everybody just like cheered like so loud after that. Awesome. They were just like, hey, like keep going. And yeah, I would say the nerves kind of go away as like I get comfortable and like with who I'm seeing and all that stuff. And yeah, and I feel like when you feel nervous, it kind of points you in the direction of where you're supposed to go. Like, you have to get over the scared feelings and the nervous feelings to conquer what you're trying to do. Because I could have just turned around and been like, yeah, I'm not doing this, like when I messed up, you know? But I kept going, and I think that's like a really important thing to know, is like when you get nervous, it's trying to push you into the right way.
Is there like a process or a ritual you do before going like on stage those first few times, or something that you've noticed that you just kind of do, like maybe because there's some people that are mess with their hair, or like they'll just constantly check like what they're wearing, making sure everything's okay, or maybe like first thing that comes to mind for some reason is, you know, Sharpay from High School Musical that does, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, is there anything like that like you do?
I think I do have like this weird thing that I do. I just like drink some honey. Like, I don't know, because I'm like, my voice sounds like, I'm always like, my voice sounds messed up, I feel like I'm not gonna do good, and then I just get a spoonful of honey and I eat it, and I'm like, all right, it's fine, like the honey's gonna fix it. It doesn't really, I don't think, but it just like makes me feel better. And then I always just, I'm always getting ready like before, like by myself, and so I think that helps me a lot, because I really like to paint and do stuff like that, and it's just like relaxing to me to like do my makeup and like do my hair. It's fun, like it's like a creative process too, I think, as well. So yeah, I would just say that. And then sometimes I think about my cat, like I don't know, like my cat passed away, and
sorry to hear that.
Oh yeah, thank you. That's actually why like I did Jardín and everything, was because I felt like I needed to do something to like save my life pretty much, because she was my best friend. Like I had her since I was like 15 years old. And it was kind of out of the blue, like how she passed away, and it really took a toll on me, and I feel like the only way I could escape that feeling was to go and do art like this. And so I just always imagine that she's like proud of me, even though like it's kind of silly, but yeah, I remember when I performed Jardín the first time, that's just all I was thinking about. I was just thinking about her and how she would have liked to see me like this, because I talk to animals like the same way I talk to humans, you know. So I just kind of would tell her about things, you know, about my life, or like, oh my gosh, this is how this went.
Yeah.
And so I feel like she knew me, you know.
Yeah.
She definitely did, you know. So
well, there's always a connection with, you know, an animal or a pet that you have, especially for like a really long time.
Yeah.
You know, there's that connection. You might think that there's like, sometimes you're just kind of like, you know, like there's some people that really do have that connection. You do, some people don't, but it's not until you notice that like it's time for the, you know, your dog or your cat to like go, it's their time or whatever, that you really realize that
they've been there like the whole time for
there's
you.
There's a connection right there, and you just start time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, I actually, like, I had that same experience with, like, Cookie. Like, I mean, like I said, like, I'll go through, like, videos, and I'm just like, damn, she's so young, and then I'll look at her, I was just like, no,
You're
she's
like,
getting
no.
older.
Yeah,
you know?
they're, I mean, they live with you.
Yeah,
they're like
sure.
your baby, pretty much. You have to
Yeah.
feed them. You have to pick up after them. Like, not saying they couldn't survive without you, but pretty much, yeah, like, you're there to, like, take care of them and stuff, so.
And like you said, like, they are there for you, like almost every part of your life, you know, like, you come home to them, and, like, whatever you went through, like, you know, they're
know.
always there, yeah.
They know, too. I feel like they know when you're upset, and they you know, like, want to check up on you. They're like, hey, like, what's up? Why are you crying? Yeah, so, yeah, she meant a lot to me, so, yeah, thinking about her before, I sometimes they do. That grounds me a little bit, like, makes me remember what I was doing it for, kind of.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, we're going to take a quick break.
Nice.
We'll be right back, and we'll continue with the questions.
And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us again. My name is Isaac El Hugo. Geo Metro is what I call him. And then our special guest, Ash.
Yeah.
So back to what we were talking about. What I want to know is, like, how did you find out about, like, the markets where you can go and, like, display your art and, like, you know, start, like, kind of, like, getting out there and getting known?
Yeah. So I started going to them, like, just as a consumer at first.
Oh, okay.
And so it was just really, like, my vibe. I don't know. I like to go, like, to the farmers markets, you know, like on 25th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it started out there, and then I would just hear about, like, other stuff, like at the Monarch or, like, at Marshall White or, like, the yard sale. And I was, like, a customer, like, I guess, going there first. And I would always, like, make jokes and be like, I could do this. Like, I feel like I could do this. Like, I have all my stuff. Like, I don't know. And then it's, like, stopped becoming a joke for me and becoming more real. And I just, like, went for it. I just decided that, hey, I want to make all this stuff, and I'm just going to try to sell it.
Was there, like, a specific time where you were like, yeah, I'm going to do this? Like, I'm going to just go all in?
I think so, yeah. It was definitely when I was at the farmer's market. I just saw, like, artists doing their thing and making their money, you know, and I was like, I think I can do it. Yeah, I can buy this stuff. I can, you know, just sell my stuff that I'm already making, because I was already making stuff.
Oh, wow,
but it was, like, for myself or for my friends. And, yeah, and I just had, like, a surplus of, like, supplies and stuff, so I just went for it. So,
where did you start at? Because I know you said you're, like, into fashion and into jewelry, into, like, carpet making. Like, what was, like, the first, like, project that you ever did?
I think it was making, like, tote bags.
Oh, okay.
I would paint on my own tote bags, and I'd paint on my friends, and I bead work on them. And I think that was one of the first things I wanted to do. I didn't want to sell just one single thing. Like, I didn't just want to sell paintings. I didn't just want to do, like, focus on one thing. For some reason, I just get bored really quickly of, like, I can just only do something until I get good at it, and then I get bored. And so I didn't want to get bored of, like, starting a business, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because, so I just kind of tried to find ways to, like, expand. So I would, like, I thrifted clothes, and I would do beadwork on them, or paint on them, and then I would do, like, phone charms, like, I would make jewelry. I make jewelry, like earrings and necklaces and stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
I just wanted to find things that I wouldn't get bored doing, that all kind of coincided together, and I think that's kind of where it ended up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have, like, a specific I know you did bring up like the willow tree that you did, but do you have like a specific project that you're really proud of or that you're really happy of?
Yeah, like do you mean like textile, like just like painting and stuff like that?
Just like anything in general, like whether if that's like music, like that we've created, or like or yeah, like something like a physical form.
Yeah. I think I'm really proud of when I make my clothes, like when I customize my clothes and stuff like that. Just because I think being like creative in fashion, it's just another like extension of yourself, and so everyone can have like the same clothes. Not saying that that's bad,
Yeah.
but
No.
like here we just see a lot of like the same like people and like variety of clothes. And so, not that I wanted to be different, but I was like, I want to add this onto my clothes. I want to, you know,
Yeah,
I want to
awesome.
make like a tutu with like a fucking butterflies on it, or I want to add like ribbon to my corset. So I think those are most satisfactory for me because they're stuff that I like and that I will wear.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm most proud of that stuff.
Oh, okay, awesome. And I think a little while back you also did post on your Instagram that you have like some. I think you created this. I don't know if it was like a dress or what exactly it was, but it was like displayed. I don't know if I might be. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Hold on. Is it on my Instagram?
I don't think it was. I think you like posted it just on your story, so it was only there for a
Oh
little bit.
yeah, it was. I think it was recent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a painting
Oh,
that was
okay.
put in a gallery that
Oh,
I
okay,
did. Yeah, it was actually to help support like the abortion fund of
really?
Utah. So yeah, so I like donated my painting, and then whatever they make from that is donated to that.
Okay.
So
Wow.
yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's really cool that you like kind of not only are you like in the community, but you're also kind of like helping give back. That's really cool.
Yeah, I think that's super important with being creative and being an artist is like we have to support each other.
For sure.
Like you're never too cool for somebody or something.
No, not at all.
And that's like one of my favorite things to do is to give stuff, you know, like give stuff out to like not even just my friends, but just like my energy and stuff like that,
Yeah,
because
for
people
sure.
need that to grow and to feel more confident. I would say I'm pretty confident, not only because I have worked on myself a lot, but it's because of the people that surrounded me, that supported me, my friends, my family, my animals. Like that all contributed to me being who I am today. And if I probably, even the people who did me like dirty, like I needed that to be who I am today, so I don't be like them. And so I can support other people and not think that I'm too good for anything, and yeah, and just be super grateful. And yeah, so.
Yeah. I definitely agree with like how you're saying like whether even if you did like someone wronged you or something like that, like it's definitely like part of like growing and like also using that as like as an out for your art, for like that's pretty cool.
Thank
like,
you.
that's cool.
Yeah.
And then so do you have like any new current projects going on right now? Do you
Yeah.
I
Always, yeah.
don't know if you want to put that out there right now or if you're
Yeah.
like holding it right now.
So my goal for this year is to have 4 songs in total. So I'm halfway. I'm working on 2 other songs right now.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty weird, I would say, working on 2 songs at once, because I think I get kind of confused, like jumbled up.
Oh, okay.
But I have one song that's pretty solid, like it's getting there, I think, that I would say. And the second one, I'm still working on it, but I'm really excited to, put that out there into the world. But yeah, I'd say I'm excited for those 2. The first one, that's like more solidified than the other. I made it basically about living in Utah.
Oh, really?
And I made it correlated to something that I really enjoy, and it's a snow globe.
Oh,
So
really? That's cool.
yeah, I love snow globes. I collect them, and they're really beautiful. Like they're so funny, and they're so tiny and little, and there's so much detail that goes into it. And I just feel like sometimes living in Utah can feel like you're just in a bubble.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so,
Yeah.
but it's beautiful here at the
It
same
is,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it's about. Just
that's cool.
living in a bubble, kind of.
And then what inspired you to like aside from maybe like the igloo or the not the igloo, sorry, the
The snow
the
globe.
snow
Yeah.
globe, yeah, like other than that, like what like made you want to write about Utah?
So I feel like as of recently, this past year or so, I just feel like I've had a hard time like growing like artistically, just because I feel like I don't relate to a lot of people here, and that's like fine, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like I do relate to enough people here, but sometimes I like tone myself down to be here, like just living here. You know what I mean? So sometimes I don't feel like I'm being myself here. Like I have to, like if I want to wear like a certain outfit, and then I look at myself and I'm like, oh, so many people are just gonna look at me weird. Like I don't want to wear it, you know, or just like talking about art and stuff. Like, oh, nobody really cares, you know, like about this because more people are focused on other things. You know, like I would say Sativa Diva is a pretty good example of that. Because like we're in Utah, you know what I mean? So yeah, it feels kind of like constricting living here sometimes. But I feel bad at the same time because I don't want to like diss where I'm from, you know? Because it definitely left a mark on like my soul, like nature wise. Like it very much influenced me in that way. So, but yeah, it's just kind of about like being trapped and not being able to be yourself sometimes. So, and like freezing, like getting frozen in like one spot.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of what the basis is about, like of that song.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You saying that you've worked on yourself and stuff like that, is that just like something like by yourself you worked on, or was it like you've gone to therapy and stuff like that?
Yeah, I have gone to therapy in the past. It definitely helped me for sure. And then I took like a grief session, I guess, like from like just somebody like in person. And I just kind of took what I learned from that, and I just apply it every day. I don't go to therapy anymore right now because it's kind of expensive, unfortunately. So yeah, but I try really hard to like keep myself very balanced in my life. So I try to have different outlets like writing. That's why I think writing is like lyrics and stuff is really good for me. Just because I'm not that good at expressing my feelings just normally to somebody. Like I have a really hard time trying to say what I actually want to say. And since I have so much time to think about it in the songs, it just, and it's also like I'm saying stuff, but like people can take it any way that they want. And I know that that is how I took it, if that makes sense. Like I'm saying so much, but I'm saying like nothing at the same time. So it's like an enjoyable way for me to express my feelings, and like journaling. I try to take care of like my physical body, like hiking and stuff. I think that's super important. And yeah, just taking a step back when I need to. I feel like I'm very slow, like in general, like at producing stuff and making art and like experiencing my feelings. So just acknowledging that I don't always have to be like speeding through everything just to get to where I'm at. Like it's okay to take time and to actually understand what I'm going through, instead of trying to be at like this pace that I feel like everybody else is at.
I see.
I read a lot of books too. That helps.
Not the only one. I know a lot of people that read books. I can understand by the slow part because I'm like, especially in school, like everybody would like understand and get things like that. I was like, I don't even know what is going on.
Yeah, it takes a lot of hard work. I feel like it's harder like for you to put your work into it. Like you have to put hard work into it to understand. And that's fine, you know, like it's okay. Like yeah, school makes you definitely feel like that. Living here makes you feel like that. Because people have families here, right? People are married like at a very young age. They get a house really quickly, and then you're just like, oh my god, I'm not married. I don't have a house. I don't even have a like this or that.
Yeah, there's kind of like a pressure. Like, am I doing things right? Am I even going at the right pace and stuff like that? But at the same time, everybody goes at their own pace.
Yeah.
But I think it's a very big thing that like you took that step to like go to therapy and stuff like that. Especially like, obviously like back to like, you know, our culture. That's like not really seen as like going to therapy, this and that. And it's like there's some like, you know, fathers and mothers like, why do you need therapy? Like
just go work.
Yeah.
Shut it down or something,
yeah,
you know?
Like put it away. But it makes it worse.
It does.
And it's kind of understandable to them in a way to say, just because like when they came here, and we've talked about this, is they're on survival mode. They're on like they gotta work.
They have to put it away. They can't face it at that moment.
They can't stop. Where we're lucky enough to be able to take that step, and some people don't, some people do, and like good for you. It's really great for you to be able to take that step to, you know, go to therapy, learn a few things, like, and like you said, it's expensive. Like
Yeah.
And I think that's a little bit like kind of hard. It's a little like the healthcare system is a little ridiculous when it comes to stuff like that. It's really expensive, but they expect people to be able to go to it, and it's like, oh, why don't you go to therapy? It's like, it's not that easy. It's
like I'm trying.
Like, I'm trying, but at the
it's
same
like
time,
$200.
it's like, you gotta work. You're still trying to have your little, you know, well, at least for you, you have your music, you have your stuff. You still, I believe you work too, right? You have a full-time job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, but depending on certain people's jobs, like some people are just starting out at $15, and that's what like $15 now is like what minimum wage is. And that really won't cover that.
I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
But like
just
being able to pay for like healthcare and stuff like that, it's hard.
Yeah, it definitely is hard here. It's really unfortunate because I don't think you have to like go into a crisis to talk to somebody externally that you don't know, because it's nice to get advice that way because they're just seeing it as you're telling it. They don't know you. They're not going to take your side. They're not going to take another side. They're not going to imply their own. Sometimes people will like project, you know, when you're trying to open up to them and do things that they wish that they could do or they think that you should do, but sometimes it doesn't work, you know?
Yeah.
And that's fine, you know, it's fine if you get those external sources like from your friends and your family if that's all you have, but definitely talking to somebody who like doesn't really know you at all and is actually paid to listen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, and I feel like that way you feel actually more comfortable telling them things that you wouldn't normally tell your friends or your family.
Yeah, I think also like a benefit to that is like the person that you don't know that you're speaking to, you can actually like open up and like maybe you can't tell somebody like your family member something like you're withholding like maybe a detail that like
that's important. But
yeah, and then like it'll like maybe like you don't want them to perceive you in that way or like in that, you know what I mean? So it's like having someone that you don't know, you can actually like genuinely like just actually like
tell them that detail because they don't know you. They don't know like what you do every day. Yeah, so I think that's super important, especially to go farther in like your life.
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
you have to understand yourself, and if you're having a hard time, it's great for that too. You know.
We're gonna play something. Sorry.
No, you're good.
We're gonna change it a little bit.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna do a this or that.
Okay.
Nice.
With Mexican food. So, let's see. All right. Pozole or menudo?
For me, it's gonna be pozole. I still like menudo though, but wait, what kind of pozole? The green or the red?
Pozole.
Ooh. I think I might change it to menudo then.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Are you more of a green pozole?
I like the green one a little bit better. Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
the first time I've ever heard.
Yeah,
that.
Really?
me too,
This
actually,
first
yeah.
time. I mean, I
Do you
love
like the green?
I like the red one better.
Damn.
Yeah, me too.
I like the red menudo though, so. But the
That's
caldo,
also her manager in the back.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Coming
my
down.
manager. Guys.
That's what you guys hear,
Yeah,
little
it's coming
voice.
down.
That's
I'm
who we're
like
talking
pointing
to.
to
We're just talking to
somebody.
someone random.
Just talking to nobody.
It's like, hey,
Oh yeah.
okay, that's the first I've ever heard of that. Like, I've heard people bring up the pozole and like green pozole, but I've never heard.
It's like not even technically green. I feel like it's just like clear.
Really?
Like, yeah. Well, I mean, it has like I think it has tomillo in it, and that's why it makes it like green. But it's not like green, or at least not the way my mom makes it.
The way my wife makes it, it's green.
Yeah.
Yeah, she makes some really good green pozole. I prefer the red pozole, but out of those two, I'd choose menudo.
Really?
Yeah,
Menudo?
menudo.
Oh, dude, I was a chunky kid.
I like menudo.
So-
The caldo's like so good. Like the caldo, like the red kind. Or yeah, there's
And
only
then-
red, right? Or no, you said there was
Yeah, I
another.
think there might be a green menudo.
Oh,
I've
really?
never had green.
I've
menudo.
never seen the clear one ever, but
Oh, hell, a ton of limon.
no hell.
Do you
Even the
like
pozole.
maíz in your menudo?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, because a lot of people don't put maíz, and I love.
Really?
Like my mom would make it, and she doesn't put maíz in it.
Wait, what?
And then I'm all like, I mean, I'm gonna still eat it because it's good. But
Yeah.
Because there's one birthday, she's like, well, what do you want to eat? I was like, menudo. She's like, okay. And then I called her back a couple hours. I was like, are you gonna put maíz in that? And she's like, no, I don't put maíz in my. I was like, can you put?
No, deadass.
All right, what about you, bro?
Nah, pozole. Red pozole. With a shit ton of limon too.
Yep. Limon is essential.
Yeah, always.
Al pastor tacos or carne asada?
Al pastor. I like the pineapple.
The pineapple?
Yeah.
I like it because there's some places, at least here in Utah, that they'll only do it on Fridays. Al pastor, they'll put it on the trompo, or at least
Oh,
on the
yeah.
cart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it in, like, sometimes they don't have it on the cart, so like they just bring it out. I'm like, did you guys put this on el trompo or not? I'm like, that's good.
Damn.
But concha or marranito?
Dude, that one's kind of hard. I think a concha though.
Concha?
Concha's like classic, and
Oh,
I
classic.
booked that shit up. Yeah.
Tamales or quesadilla?
Tamales.
Tamales, which one?
I think the green ones again too. Or I don't know. My mom makes some. She makes both, but I like the green one. I don't know.
I think it also depends on the person who's making it.
Yeah.
Because like when it comes to my mom's tamales, I'll go green all the time. I mean, I'll still eat the other ones.
Yeah,
I'll go
you're
green.
right. Yeah.
And then when my wife's grandma makes it, I'll go for the rojos.
Nice. Wait, does your family put it in like the corn husk?
Mm-hmm.
My mom like puts in like, I don't know if you've ever seen them, but it's like a banana leaf.
A banana leaf. Those
Yeah.
are,
So it's like
from
a
my
smothered
understanding,
more.
I think those are from, that style is from Guatemala.
Yeah, I don't
I
know,
believe.
cause I think just cause where my family's from is more by like the Gulf,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of more towards that way. Might be definitely an influence.
And
on
see, and
it.
I didn't know that. Like, I've seen them a few times, and I still eat it. I was like, are these really tamales? Because I'm used to the,
Yeah.
it being in the masa and everything. I'm like, what? These are tamales?
Yeah, it
but
looks
now I feel
different.
bad because now I find out they're from, like, Guatemala, and that's how they make it.
Mhm.
I'm like, dang, I just, like...
Just
Disrespect.
dissing
I
on
think
them.
also
Yeah.
Just
too
on
like
them,
where they
like,
live,
Mhm.
because I think
Yeah.
obviously like on the Gulf there's more of like those types of resources in that way because Guatemala's like right over there. And then like if you're more central, like obviously you have more like corn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like geographical where you live. Too.
Gorditas or sopes?
I think gorditas.
Gorditas.
Yeah.
Why gorditas?
I don't know. Like I just think they're cute. Like the way my mom makes them. You know, they like all squish.
Yeah.
And like I like the one like kind of tostada vibes. Like it's just one, right?
Yeah.
That's how my mom makes it. I don't know, because everyone makes it different. But
Yeah,
sopa
for
is
sure.
like a sandwich vibe, right?
It's like they put it like they put
Inside,
they put
yeah.
inside
I
and
like
stuff.
it kind
no,
of
that's
like-
the gordita.
Oh,
The gordita they cut in the middle and they put it on the inside.
dude.
The sopes are the masa that's cooked and then they put the toppings on top.
Oh, really?
Dude.
Memelitas? That's what my mom called them.
Yes, pescadillas, no, pescadillas.
Dude, yeah, because the way my mom makes it, it's gordita is like when it's smashed, like that, like a sope.
Uh-huh.
But
And then she puts like the frijoles and the queso
yeah, like
and,
everything
the-
on
yeah.
top. So I guess sope.
That's how
So
my mom
that
makes it.
style of sopes.
Yeah,
think
that
so,
style.
yeah.
Everything's so
every time
different.
It
every
is so
time I've ever
different.
seen a
Yeah.
gordita, it's
'Cause
like
I've
the masa
seen-
and they cut it in the middle and then they put it on the inside.
Yeah, my boyfriend is from Venezuela and that's how they make theirs too. Like it's like a gordita's like cut like that, and then they put
They put
Yeah.
the ingredients.
the
in
way
there.
my mom says it. It's like I guess a sope. So
Mm.
yeah,
Is that what
It
you guys
could
call
be
it?
from like each state too. From
that's what
Yeah,
I mean.
it
It's so
does, yeah.
different.
Like,
Yeah,
'cause I've
it
heard some,
depends.
like, oh, that's only a Michoacan thing. 'Cause that's like
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I was like, okay. I was
I've
like,
I've definitely heard
Mm,
that
so-
too with like food.
huevos rancheros or chilaquiles.
Chilaquiles all the way, bro. I love chilaquiles.
Have you noticed though that like a lot of Mexican food is literally the same thing?
Yes,
It's just like
and
but they're
different
different
fonts.
names,
Yeah,
like enchiladas. When you explain someone to like, 'cause a lot of people are like, oh, what's that? Oh, and I've even seen
Tortilla,
like a video of
sauce.
someone explaining this, like a comedian. And I was like, well, what's in it? I was like, oh, it's a tortilla with, well, it depends which one you make. Like if you make the green ones, oh, like it has chicken on the inside, tiene pollo, la salsa verde, queso, lechuga.
beans,
Yeah.
rice.
All right, what's flautas?
You're like
Yeah.
so
Tortilla, pollo.
tortilla,
Lechuga.
except it's deep fried.
Exactly. All the difference is deep fried. Okay, what's a taco?
Ooh.
A tortilla.
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
guts.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, so essentially it's like the same thing, but it tastes different if you really think about it. Like
I feel like it definitely does. Yeah, it
It
definitely
does, for
tastes
sure.
different.
it's
Like
a-
one's smothered, one's fried, one's like normal.
when I'm explaining that to someone, it's just funny because it's like it's the same thing.
You're
And like, oh, well, what's
it's
a
just different
burrito?
fonts.
A tortilla. We have a lot of tortillas in.
It's just
Or
the
food.
big version, the deluxe version.
Yeah, but like
of a
right now when
taco.
we're talking about the gorditas and sopes, essentially they're the same thing.
They really
but
are.
they do like they
Just different style, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Birria or albóndigas?
Ooh, I would say birria. Like
Birria?
I ride for albóndigas for real.
I love albóndigas though, but like birria like
See,
just
for
hits
me,
different. I don't know
okay.
for me.
I like by itself birria. Like, I'll still eat it. It's not something that I'm like, oh, birria, but it's not like one
No,
thing I'll
that-
choose. Now, if you say
Really?
quesabirrias,
Oh, okay.
But
Just have to have the.
I feel like
queso.
with the quesabirrias now, I'm not gonna lie, they're still good. I feel like they're overrated though.
Yeah,
I
they're
feel
for
like
sure
everywhere
overrated.
is like having them. Everybody hypes them up. It's like
Yeah.
okay, relax. It's
No, I get that. I get that. But albóndigas still slap.
Yeah.
Just put that out there.
We get it too, the birria.
Yeah. Because sometimes that shit's dry. Like,
Oh,
why
yeah.
is it dry right now?
Like, this is
Yeah.
supposed to be in juice the whole.
Yeah.
time.
yeah.
You
It's
guys
like,
let the juice. Try.
like-
Like, you got juice in it and it's still dry? How do you do that?
it's horrible.
How do you do that?
Elote or una mangoneada?
Ooh, for me, elote. I'll fuck up an elote for real.
Mm.
What about you guys?
Elote, bro, all the way.
Elote?
I gotta go
Elote.
mangoneada.
Really?
What?
I think the thing for me is I don't like mayo.
Oh,
much ice.
that makes sense.
So
Yeah.
when I see, I used to get it as a kid because for me I felt like I couldn't really taste it, and then I got a little older and then I bit it. I was like, I can taste it, and I also saw when they like just threw a blob of just, and they, I was like, oh nope, I'm good. But for me, it's gotta be a mangoneada, especially because it's refreshing and like the fruits
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
That's true.
That's
But
the
yeah.
bomb, yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Red enchiladas or green enchiladas?
I'd say green. Damn, I didn't realize how much I like the green stuff. Yeah, I would say green. Yeah,
Why the green?
I don't know. I think maybe I have something with tomillo then, because
Mm.
I feel like they always have it in like the green stuff. So I don't know,
What
but
do you
I
guys
like the
put
red.
in your red enchiladas, at least for you, like your mom or whoever.
I think she puts. I'm trying to remember what it's like the dried chiles.
Mhm.
So it's like I don't know if it's like the poblano one maybe, like the big ones, or is that green?
That's green. That's the poblanos.
But
or green
the
stuff?
red version
The
of that.
like the dried up ones.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
because
there's
they're like
different
big.
variations of
I
it,
know,
yeah.
it's big like a that one that I said. Oh my god, I can't freaking talk. And then but yeah, a big red one, and then I don't know what the chiles are, why lie, but
There's
there's just
chile
like little.
de árbol. Yeah, there's a bunch. But I mean, like on the inside of the tortilla.
Oh, on the
yeah,
inside?
on the
Oh, it's
inside,
always
what?
chicken. Like.
It's always chicken on the red
Mhm.
ones. Have you ever had frijoladas?
Mm-mm.
No.
Like
It's just like that, but it's smothered.
it's-
Instead of having like a green salsa or a red salsa, they. Put
it's just
frijoles.
yeah. I don't really go for the frijoles like that. Why lie? Cause I feel like they do like flautas that way too. Like sometimes they'll just
think
put
They put
beans.
beans on top, really?
Or I think so, right? Or no? Or maybe I'm tripping. Never
I
mind.
think they
Never
might
mind.
have put it on the side. Not
Oh
on the top,
yeah,
they put it on the
yeah. I
side.
never like get like stuff like that on the top mostly.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, I can ask this question.
Uh.
Margaritas or micheladas?
Margarita,
Okay.
yeah.
I was like, wait, let
I'm
me ask real
sorry.
quick before.
I like get exposed. I'm just kidding, but
Why
yeah.
margaritas over micheladas?
I feel like margaritas have so many different like variations, and like a michelada is just like a michelada.
michelada.
Yeah.
Do you like beer though? Because I know there's a lot of people that really like beer. There's people that just
I don't. I would honestly rather not have a beer, but like if I do have a beer, I like Pacifico, but I'm not mostly like a beer drinker or like a drinker at all really. So, and then beer I feel like makes me like burp a lot.
yeah, it'll make a lot of people bloated
I'm like
and burp.
all the time, and like I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like, dang, like so much air in me. I'm scared. I'm gonna just fly away. But yeah.
Arroz con leche or tres leches?
Oh, tres leches for me, honestly. Yeah, I love out. I mean, same thing that you said, like similar vibes, kinda. Cause I love. I don't really like dry ass cake. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I like when it's like moist, has moisture in it. So,
yeah, that dry cake and
yeah, like tres leches,
be
and especially when
covered.
they have like the fruta on it, like
Mhm.
inside of it. I'm like, that's my favorite. Yeah.
what fruit would you prefer inside the tres
I like
leches?
when there's peaches and strawberries. The peaches slap on the fucking tres leches, bro.
What about you? Arroz con leche?
I think I gotta go with arroz con leche.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like when your mom makes it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like people will just choose it because it's like they think the first thing that comes to mind is like my mom makes it.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
my
No, yeah,
grandma
for sure,
makes it,
yeah.
and it's like that's just like there's just
It's a
feeling
classic,
missing.
It is a
Inside.
classic feeling. Yeah.
Chiles rellenos or flautas?
I like chile rellenos. Why lie?
Do you know what a chile relleno is?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
Yeah.
Alright.
Should
We'll
we-
choose
Wait, what does it have inside though?
the chiles rellenos?
Yeah, because some people, or I feel like the majority just puts cheese in it, right?
Yeah, that's how I know. It's
That's all.
cheese. I mean, the way my wife makes it sometimes, because we don't like that like masa type of like thing that they have. on
Oh,
the
like,
Oh, like
the
the
fried
breaded-
thing.
the breaded
yeah.
like fried, like we don't really like it fried, so she'll change it up. She'll just put like shrimp inside. So she'll put
Oh,
the
that's
cheese and
cool.
put some shrimp
Yeah,
inside. Just 'cause,
I like that. I like
That's good.
the way that we make it is we just mostly put chicken in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but we're not like really like cheese people. So if
Mhm.
it has that, then I would choose the other one. If it
The-
just only has cheese in it, yeah.
I mean, I
Flautas.
think it's just a preference. I think it was
Yeah.
chile rellenos corn tortillas or flour.
Definitely corn. I think
Corn?
for me.
Mm.
Would you pick flour?
Yeah, I make
Really?
flour all the time. Yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes like I get like I like corn tortillas. Don't get me wrong, but like
Mhm.
growing up, I was just like I always wanted flour.
Dude, yeah, I would say they're definitely, yeah, more tasty. I would say than
yeah.
the just corn, because corn is like basic.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I think that because they're smaller for me.
Mhm.
They're
Oh,
like
okay.
the other ones are like big,
Yeah,
and I
they're
always have
really
to like
big.
cut them up. Yeah.
Yeah, well, if my mom's making them, I'll go flour. Because we would just eat them by themselves. We'd just grab them. My mom
Yeah.
would get so mad. She would literally like, "Dejen eso."
They're like gone by the time she's like, oh.
Yeah.
Dude, deadass, nothing, bare bone ass.
Dude.
Dude, that's funny.
Mm.
Yeah.
Torta ahogada or ceviche de tostada?
Ceviche de tostada.
Okay, I gotta ask
Mhm.
a question though. Because I've heard a lot of people do this. Do you put mayonesa on your tostada and then put the ceviche?
No.
No.
What the
It's
heck?
crazy.
No,
Yeah, that
yeah,
is
that's kind of
crazy.
intense.
I've heard a lot of people do
Really?
that. I've heard a lot of people do that.
No, literally,
So I'm just
that's a
kinda
little
like,
spooky.
yeah.
Yeah, I would not put mayo on
That's
it.
way too much.
Yeah.
Okay, just this last one real quick. Jarritos or Mexican Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola. Yeah. Dude, something about the glass bottle. The big, it's like half a liter, right?
Especially when it's cold and you see the little frost
Yeah,
on
it,
there.
or like when you
Ooh.
open it and it's like the like umo comes out.
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
It's gonna smack.
yeah, it's like spicy, like McDonald's Sprite. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
that burn.
Yeah,
that,
you're like,
the
it's
static.
like, no, deadass.
But we're gonna take a quick break real quick because that was 30 minutes, so we don't want that to stop, and then we'll be right back.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I changed my answer, by the way. I pick piña jarritos. Thank you. No, for real. If you know, you know. Deadass. But yeah.
Okay. All right. I like
Yeah.
to stay there.
I had to.
All right, so yeah, we're back. Welcome back again. So, what would you say is like the most hardest part of like being, like having to juggle everything between like your full-time job and like doing all the artistries that you're doing and stuff like that. Especially also doing like the venues and like going to the venues. So like, what would you say like probably the hardest part to do all that?
Yeah, it is pretty hard to like juggle my time. I'm like so forgetful.
Mm.
Sometimes like this past weekend, I literally had a market yesterday
Oh.
that I forgot about, but I pulled up anyways, you know. So I would just say like staying organized for me helps a lot. Sometimes I have a hard time with that, so that's definitely my hardest thing. But with like life and everything, like with my friends or like my family, I kind of involve them in my stuff.
Oh, nice.
Just because I don't know, they like always support me, and they're always willing to help me. So my friends mostly will help me with anything. Like I like just filmed like a little teaser for Sativa Diva, and I was like, I don't even know where to do it. Like I can't do it in my house, you know, like all this stuff. And my friend was like, I'll do it. We can do it at my house. And I was like,
nice.
heck yeah. So I just try to involve them.
That's awesome.
And I think it's super important for me to make time for myself to do that stuff. Just because it like keeps me sane. Like I feel like if
Yeah.
I just went to work and I just came home and I just hung out with my friends, not saying that they're not fulfilling to me, but I think I would just go crazy. I would just
Yeah.
go insane because I don't have anywhere to put like this. I feel like I have just the overflow of energy all the time, and I just need somewhere to put it, and
Oh,
that's where I put it, or else I'd probably be very insufferable if I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. Okay.
With you juggling, you know, these things, do you ever get like burnt out or anything like that, or do you feel yourself getting like to that point that where you're like, all right, I either got to change something or I got to take a step back, take a little bit of like a rest or something like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think I really felt it for the first time after Jardín. Because, like, usually I'll do it pretty sporadically. It's usually in the summer or spring when it gets warmer. I start to do more markets. But after Jardín, like, I just was coordinating so many things, like, by myself and trying to put together so many different ideas. And so after that, I just took a really long, like, break. I just kind of, like you said, I took a step back and I just tried to recollect myself and kind of process it. And yeah, that's what I try to do. Just kind of process everything and like rebound. It took me a long time to release the song not on SoundCloud because of that. I think I released it like August and I did it in like, I'm pretty sure I did it in March when I did like my whole event. Or it was either March or May, I can't remember, but it took me a really long time to bounce back from it. But I felt like it was needed. Most of the time it's needed for me to do those type of things. So yeah, just taking a step back after, and I stopped doing rugs for a while after that too, just because it's really like hard on my body. Just because I'm always like I'm like moving like this all the time, and then I'm cutting stuff. I'm burning myself with the freaking like glue gun. Like I have burn marks on my legs sometimes from that. And so, yeah, I'm like, okay, I need to chill. And I feel like I'm really good at taking that step back.
Oh, nice.
So.
And you saying that, like, you were doing all of these yourself, and, so obviously, like, you do have a manager. I'm not, like, because I don't know when you started, you know, being your manager. I'm not trying to call you out or anything like that.
No, yeah, you're good.
Is that, like, when you felt that, is that when you decided to, like, have someone, like, a manager to kind of help with that, or was she there from before?
Yeah,
like,
I would say it's like very recent. It's mostly like kind of a joke.
Yeah.
But
you gotta have someone.
Yeah,
though.
but
Gotta,
honestly,
you know.
yeah,
You really
she has been the person that's been there. Like I come to her mostly with my questions about things. Literally, I come to her either crying or like telling her like I need help with this. Can you help me? And she's always there for me. So and it's like nice. Like she thought about the questions today.
Yeah.
Like that questions idea, and I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have.
And we really
external...
appreciate that.
Yeah,
as
we
well.
do.
Yeah, it's like an external source that
Definitely.
always helps. So she's always there, and
someone
I'm
who
always
knows
grateful.
you.
Yeah, and she knows me. Yeah,
You know,
she knows what I need.
we have questions, and some of the questions were very similar. But I seen some that I was like, I wouldn't have even thought of.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah,
that.
I bring like a lot of my ideas to her, or I tell her and confide in her. So I would say she's always kind of been my manager. But yeah, she helps things come to fruition in
That's
my head.
awesome.
So,
Yeah.
so
And the
sometimes I
reason-
feel like crazy. I'm like, does
Yeah.
this make sense or what?
Well, no, I get that. And like the reason I asked is because, like you said, you were being burnt out. You were dealing with like coordinating this, coordinating that, right? Where my wife does a lot of that. Like I'm getting married and she's doing like a lot of the wife stuff. Like her being the wife, she like wants certain things and everything like that. And I ask her if she needs help, so I'll be there. But at the same time, like you coordinating that, sorry.
No, you're good.
Like it does get stressful, and sometimes you just want to handle it yourself.
Yeah.
Because you know how you want certain things, and everything like that. And that's how my wife is. So that's why I wanted to ask if like she was there from the beginning, recently started, or
I would
like...
say just recently, yeah. But she's always been there. But I do that. I want it to be a certain way, so I'll just do it by myself. And it's like being an artist. I feel like is that way. In so many different aspects. Like it doesn't have to be like, you know, just filming stuff too. Like I'm sure you guys want to edit it a certain way, and if you hand that off to somebody, they don't automatically know, and that's really hard.
We're barely learning how to edit.
Yeah,
too, so,
exactly. Well, even
I do all the editing. What you mean?
well,
I
even
think I got it down.
Yeah, exactly. But
First of all,
What you
I
mean,
did
first of
some
all?
of it, and the one that I did, what'd you do to that one?
What you mean the one you
With
did?
the one that I edited, the
uh-oh, you delete it.
Yeah, accident. So I moved the files over, and then I realized that they were still on the card, and then I'm like, oh, bet I could just delete these real quick.
Oh,
and then it turns
no.
out, yeah.
You can't delete
he
it yet
deleted
once
them
you're
off of the
finished.
camera,
Yeah.
this and that, and I was like, why isn't it working? And I get on the connect the SIM card or the SD card to the thing, and I click on it. I was like, they're not here.
You're like, it's actually not there.
And then, like I had to go.
No,
and
I
then-
get that. Yeah, see stuff like that. Yeah, but Yeah, it's definitely, it's cool that you guys do it together though. You guys are like learning. Like,
Yeah, it's definitely
like
a
each
trial.
other.
Trial
Yeah,
and error.
I bet it always is like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would say, yeah, definitely, I would definitely need somebody else
Mhm.
to help me sometimes because I feel like I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
So with like trial and error stuff, like, do you have like any advice that like people that want to do like something similar, like to what you're doing, like do you have like?
Yeah, for sure. So I would just say, even if it sucks, just still do it. Even if you don't think it's good enough, still post it. Because you're not gonna get better if you just hoard all your stuff. Like, you're not one day gonna be like, I mean, you might, yeah, I guess, in like a couple of years where you envision yourself in your head where you want to be. You're not gonna get there unless you practice, and you can just take the like failures that you have as practice. You know, so now you know not to delete it off the thing, right?
I know, yeah, I know that for sure.
Now you learned, yeah. So just keep trying. If it's something that you really want to do, I would just say go for it. Like, listen to yourself. Always listen to yourself. If you have a dream, it's not silly. If it's like always in the back of your head, just go for it. Like, there's nothing super bad is gonna come out of that.
Yeah.
You following like what you want to do in your heart. So, and it's okay if you don't end up doing it, but at least you can say, hey, I tried it. I tried to do that and it didn't work out, but I did it. It's like kind of like a regret thing. So later on in your life, you're like, hey, I actually did try it and I gave it a shot. So
it's still not too late to do your singing career, bro.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Let's get a little taste right now.
Oh, good. No, I'm not gonna do that, bro. I'm good.
Actually, he's pretty good. Actually, I ain't gonna lie. Like he like.
I wouldn't say I'm good. Like, there's some things that like I'm definitely not a vocalist.
Dream.
Yeah, but
I mean, me personally, I think you're good.
Thank
but, like,
you.
Giovanni, like, I think he's good too. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I think he just like needs to get out of like
It's
his comfort
scary.
zone. Yeah, like get
It's
rid of that
definitely
fear.
scary.
you know?
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
Sometimes he'll do like voice actor stuff. And,
Oh,
like,
that's dope. What the heck? You should.
That was just a dumb thing we did, bro. What do you mean?
It's okay. It's dope. Yeah,
Yeah,
at least you tried it.
Yeah, for real. Like
Yeah.
sometimes like I can't even do it, and I'm just like, damn.
You toned that, bro.
I am kind of actually, so it's hard for me to like do. That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, he got it. He can do
Yeah, like I wouldn't say I'm like the best like vocalist. Like there's some things that I like had to sing like over and over again to get it, like to where I want it to. But even then, I'm like, I was like, okay, because when we first like recorded Jardín, I did like at a higher octave, so and that's not really like my voice. And I was like, dude, low key, like it sounds like ass. So what I did is like I recorded like in a lower like tone, and then we just combined them together, and then it sounded great. I was like, oh, like
That's
nice,
cool.
yeah, like it ended up working out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, so just trying, like I just still kept trying, like I didn't give up and be like, no, actually scrap that. I don't want to even do the song anymore.
Wow.
Like, you know, I still tried, and
Stick
then
with
it
it.
actually did really well. Like my higher octaves together, it's like I harmonized with myself like a little bit, and it ended up working out like how I wanted it to sound like.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I was like, nice, yeah, like
Yeah,
I didn't give
yeah.
up and I did it, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Did you like help produce that beat, or did you get someone to make that beat for you? And
So
then...
yeah, I got somebody to make it for me. It was the first time I've ever worked with somebody else, I guess, in that sense. But I knew I needed the help because I'm not as experienced as I was like making beats before. Like I only made like a couple, like back in like high school, I would say.
Okay.
And there's certain sounds that I wanted to get to that I genuinely just don't know how to do it yet.
Oh, okay.
And so it was actually funny. One of my friends recommended him to me. And yeah, we've been working together pretty much ever since on every song that I
really?
made.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I just told him, it was weird. I feel like this doesn't really happen often, but I told him like my inspirations and kind of like I gave him the lyrics even though I didn't have them like finished, and he made like a beat like that fit everything that I had exactly, like
Wow, that's
you know,
awesome.
and I didn't even like, I don't know, it was like really crazy. Like I didn't even have it like close to being finished yet, like the lyrics at all. I just had the pieces, like I said, like that weren't quite together yet, and even the ones where like built off of them, it just fit like perfectly in the blocks of where it needed to.
Oh wow.
So it was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that, I don't know if that happens often, but for me, I was just like, wow, like this is like perfect. Like this is literally how I heard it in my head. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I've heard a lot of artists like talk about like that, like kind of being like in a flow state where it's like it just comes out and it's just like it happens naturally, and I think that's like the right direction you want to take your music, because it's like it's like it's just it's fun, it's upbeat, and
yeah, I think it's the easiest thing about like being artistic is the easiest thing that I can do in my life. It's like it comes pretty natural to me, and I think that's why like I did so, at least in my head, I did really good on the first song, is because that's like what I was meant to do. I was meant to do something like this.
Wow, that's awesome.
So
did you do you have like any other ideas or something, like maybe you want to branch out into like maybe doing something else other than like music or like fashion or?
Yeah, I think definitely if I were to branch out into something else, it would definitely be like fashion. I love designing like my own clothes, and like I really want to get into sewing more, like my own clothes. So I thrift a lot of my clothes, and like obviously I still buy clothes, but I just feel weird buying clothes and then trying to buy something else that's like similar to it that I already have. So I just like to add, I would like to actually physically sew like the piece instead of sewing things onto it, because that's what I do now. And, like I could use like my clothes that I don't use anymore and turn it into something different.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
So
yeah,
I think that's like my next thing, but I've always kind of done that, but not to this extent, to like actually making like a t-shirt or like a shirt or something like out of scraps.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I think that's my next kind of thing, but music definitely is what I want to keep working on and improving on, just because it helps me so much in my life. But
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Do you have like a specific style that like you like to kind of express yourself in the fashion? Like you know, sometimes there's like streetwear or like other stuff like that. What would you say like your style is similar to?
I think I've heard this like from somebody else. But I didn't really know what it meant. I just know that it has like a lot of bows, but I've heard about like coquette or something. Yeah. So I feel like I fall into that. I like, it's just like hyper feminine clothes. Like they wear, like if you like imagine like tea party, like girls at a tea party, like that's kind of how I would say it looks like. But I also like different clothes too, but I would say that's kind of like my vibe, I guess, the closest thing.
Okay. That's awesome.
But yeah, it's just a lot of bows, lace, ribbon, jewelry, like colorful. I love colorful stuff, so it's always like gonna be colorful. So yeah.
Is there like anything that gravitated you specifically to that type of like style, or it's just what you like?
I don't know. I think I've always, you guys know Bratz, right? Like Bratz. I always have been like watching the movies and stuff like that since I was little, and they're honestly really inspiring because they're like, they go to school and stuff like that, and college and whatever, so, and they're always like good at everything that they do. Like they make magazines, and that's always been kind of what I wanted to be adjacent to. I like platform shoes. I like just like I like how they aren't like tied into one specific style. They just like branch out and do pretty much everything. Like, you know, there's like Rockstar, Bratz, like we just watched that movie, and like all that stuff. So yeah, I would say like I would like describe my style as like a rock star princess. So yeah, I like that. Yeah, because I don't always wear like these types of clothes. Like I go like more masculine sometimes too, but. Yeah, this is just what I feel my most self in, but yeah.
All right, and I don't know if you have any more questions, but I think one last question I have is, if you could give yourself like your younger self advice, what would it be?
Yeah, I would just tell her that to not put so much pressure on herself and to think of herself first in some situations. And then I would just tell her that your dreams are possible. You can do whatever you put your mind to, and whatever desire you have, you can have it in this lifetime. So that's what I would tell myself if I was younger.
That's really good.
Thanks.
So you got a last question?
I don't. You asked them.
Oh,
you know, you just kept talking.
My bad.
That's good. I mean, the flow is still going. It's good, bro. I'm just listening. All the questions were answered that we wanted to ask. We just really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
You know, we're just getting started. Obviously, you should be really proud of yourself and everything that you're doing.
You guys
especially
too.
putting yourself out there with the, going on stage and singing your own music, or even, music that's not yours, but overcoming the fears and all that stuff. So we really appreciate you coming on and talking.
No problem. I think you guys should be proud of yourself as well. I feel you guys are doing a similar thing, and it's awesome that you're having somebody like me too. I'm just starting out too, so like going back to all that stuff, like I'm just glad that we're here supporting each other. So thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you guys for tuning in to the What's Up Papa podcast.
Sorry, bro.
I am Joe.
Real quick, is there
there
anything you want
am
to plug, like any events or anything that you have going on, maybe your IG? Or, I did mention it earlier. So.
You can follow my art account, Amador_arts, AMADOR. I don't have any like event, or I do have one, but it's like really far away, so it's like in September. But I am gonna be at the yard sale in Ogden in September, performing this time.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be selling my art. I'm gonna be performing. So
Awesome.
it's a while away, but I'm really excited for that. And then just new music. Yeah, I'm getting close to finishing those songs, and I'm excited for everyone to hear it.
Woo. We're excited to hear it too.
Yes.
Once again. Thank you guys for listening to the What's Up Papa podcast. Thank you to Ashley /Amadora for coming on. I am Joe, El Juguito. Once again, if you haven't made someone's day, make someone's day. Give them a hug. You don't ever know what someone's going through. Thank you guys for listening.
Woo!